Thanks to his internet popularity, the child from the Success Kid meme made enough money to fund his dad's kidney transplant. Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack are widely credited with helping end segregation in Las Vegas by refusing to perform in venues that wouldn't allow blacks. A group of flat earthers spent $20,000 trying to prove Earth is flat, accidentally prove it's round. Stephen Baldwin has a tattoo on his left shoulder of the initials HM for Hannah Montana. He got it because Miley Cyrus told him he could cameo on the show if he had the initials tattooed on his body. He was never given the opportunity to cameo and now regrets getting the tattoo. The brain releases so much dopamine during orgasms that a brain scan resembles that of someone on heroin. Professors of universities during the Vietnam War inflated students' grades in order to help them avoid the draft. CNN pays airports to show news on their TVs. It's not normal CNN but a special version that excludes any stories about plane crashes. Shoveling snow is a known cause for heart attacks. The increase in blood pressure combined with cold air constricting arteries creates the right environment for it to happen. Stanley and Dr. Seuss were in the same military unit during World War II. Willie Nelson definitely smoked weed on the roof of the White House with Jimmy Carter's son. The highest STD rates in Florida are in the Villages, an area dedicated to seniors. When America fought for independence during the American Revolution, 40,000 British citizens fled to Canada to remain faithful to the crown. Only 5 Olympians have ever won more than 8 gold medals. 4 of them have 9 golds each. Michael Phelps is the 5th, with an unbelievable 23. The oldest known Yo Mama joke was found on a 3,500-year-old broken tablet in Iraq, and is missing the punchline.
Ha! Got him!
The Cookie Monster has a real name. It's Sid. Joseph Kony, made infamous by the Kony 2012 documentary, has still never been captured and at this point is no longer being hunted. Dogs can suffer from PTSD and even experience flashbacks of traumatic experiences.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
The Johnson treatment, where President Lyndon Johnson used to urinate or expose his penis during conversations to establish dominance. Die Hard is not only based on a book, it's a sequel and the original starred Frank Sinatra. Nicolas Cage did not steal a chihuahua and has successfully sued Kathleen Turner, her book publisher, and the Daily Mail for those rumors. The original Mr. Potato Head didn't come with a plastic body, the pieces were meant to be put into an actual potato. Raw milk is responsible for nearly 3 times more hospitalizations than any other foodborne disease source, making it one of the world's most dangerous food products. The standards for Made in America tags only require 50% American material and final assembly in the US. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation offers $100,000 grants to people trying to make better condoms. Wendy's founder Dave Thomas holds the record for most advertisements by one person in history, appearing in over 800 commercials. Born blind people actually dream of visual content. That's because auditory and tactile inputs can create virtual images in their brain, and that images can be revealed in their dreams. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time slowed down production of the Powerpuff Girls because crew members played the game too much. When a bald eagle loses a feather on one wing, it will lose a feather on the other in order to keep its balance. Princess Diana and her brothers had such a bad relationship with their stepmother that, 2 days after their father died, they threw her out of their house. The MyPillow guy was addicted to crack cocaine before finding sobriety and becoming a multi-millionaire. New Zealand was undiscovered and completely devoid of human beings no more than 800 years ago. A woman discovered from watching TV that her current house was once owned by a serial killer who used to torture women in the basement. A 99-million-year-old fossilized daddy long legs was found with an erection.
H-O-R-N-Y. Horny.
In ancient Greece, throwing an apple to a woman was considered a marriage proposal. Despite alcohol in space being prohibited for NASA astronauts, Buzz Aldrin had a sip of wine on the moon. Dolly Parton lost a Dolly look-alike contest. The winner was a man. If you feed canaries red peppers, they will change color. Rubik's Cube has 43 quintillion combinations, and you are never more than 20 moves away from the solution. In 2014, the CDC once found a smallpox sample that they had lost and didn't even know it. It was just laying around in some random storeroom. Jack Daniel's employees get a free bottle on the first payday of each month. The Anti-PowerPoint Party, an actual political party in Switzerland whose single campaign goal is to reduce the use of Microsoft PowerPoint. The party advocates for the use of paper flip charts instead. Pizza Hut had plans to project their logo onto the moon. In 1922, 28,800 rubber duckers fell off a cargo ship in the middle of the ocean, and some of them even made it to Hawaii, 17,000 miles away. Mosquitoes are the only creatures responsible for the death of more humans than humans themselves. Twinkies Cream Center contains absolutely no cream. Instead, it's full of shortening, a cheap fat. The Catalina Islands, located off of California's coast, has a wild bison herd that's existed for nearly a century. Some grammar narcissists are actually mentally ill. It's called grammatical pedantry syndrome, or GPS. Lisa and Louise Burns, the identical twins from The Shining, are now lawyer and microbiologist. The Latin word for left hand is sinister. This prejudice against left-handed people eventually made the word sinister mean evil and threatening. Striped skunk's binomial name, Mephitis, essentially means stinky in Latin. After Apollo 11 astronauts returned to Earth, they were quarantined for 3 weeks in fear of lunar plague. Abraham Lincoln is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He was an accomplished wrestler who won 299 out of 300 matches. Before Psycho, movies had no set start times, but Hitchcock's viewing rules changed that forever. During World War II, the Amsterdam Zoo hid around 250 people from the Nazis during the Nazi occupation of Holland. For every person on Earth there are 1.4 billion insects. A Revolutionary Era wooden ship was found on the site of the World Trade Center during excavations after 9/11. The rock band Kiss used to sell a Kiss-themed casket called the Kiss Casket, and that Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul were both buried in one. The Wolf of Wall Street, with a count of 857, is the third highest ranked movie measured by how many times the word was used, at 3.16 FPM. It also has the fifth highest rank for per minute. The first woman didn't run a mile in under 5 minutes until 1954. Today, most good high school track runners easily run a mile in under 5 minutes. Thomas Jefferson, the third US president, invented the swivel chair. The Starry Night depicts Vincent van Gogh's view from the St. Paul de Morceau Asylum. Massive ant swarms on the sidewalk are not ants gathering food or establishing a colony, but actually large-scale territorial land wars between two colonies. The movie Dallas Buyers Club won an Oscar for Best Hair and Makeup despite only having a $250 budget for it all. Michael Jackson probably wrote the music for Sonic 3 on Sega, although uncredited. Mark Wahlberg loved his giant prosthetic from Boogie Nights so much that he would wear it even in scenes where he didn't need it. Strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are not by definition berries but watermelon, pumpkin or eggplant are. Fingernails on males grow quicker than on females, and that their growth rate is based on finger length. The woman being the Columbia Pictures image, Jenny Joseph, never modeled before and after that image. Chimpanzees, elephants, and magpies all mourn their dead and feel some sort of grief. A $60,000 Pokemon card was lost in the mail. Martin Pistorius, a man who woke up from a 12-year coma during which he remembered everything that happened around him. Australians used to hold each other's genitals as a form of a greeting, and to refuse a penis was a sign of hostility. The average cloud weighs 1.1 million pounds or 500,000 kilograms.
Got him!
The oldest university in Europe is the University of Bologna, founded in 1088. Paris only has one sister city, Rome, as it is seen as the only city worthy of being twinned. Muhammad Ali once helped negotiate the release of 15 US hostages in Iraq. Hubble Space Telescope takes only black and white photos and then the colors are added later. Bearded dragons have 3 eyes. Saturn's rings are only about 100 yards thick. Mr. Peanut was created by grade schooler Antonio Gentile for a 1916 contest to design the company's brand icon. The world's longest burning fire is 6,000 years old. A dirty thunderstorm is a lightning strike inside a volcanic cloud. Frank and Louis, the longest surviving two-faced cat, who lived for 15 years. There are only 25 blimps. An Israeli company tried seeding the moon with water bears.